Hi friends, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Kiara. I make lifestyle, beauty, wellness related videos on my channel, but this is actually my first favorites video, which I'm super excited about. These are some of my favorite videos to watch. I think it's so interesting to see what other people are consuming and loving. And this video is essentially going to be my 2025 wrapped of my life. So everything that I loved and consumed this past year, from beauty, wellness, self-care, media products. And I think most of these are actually purchases that I made this year. So pretty new items, but they have fastly become my tried and true products. But yeah, we have a lot to cover, so let's jump straight into the video. The first category is self-care, so skincare, hair care, and body care. For my skincare, I do keep it pretty simple since that's what works best with my skin, but I tried out a few new products this year that have quickly become staples in my morning and evening routine. Starting off with my favorite, which is the Rhode Glazing Milk. This lasts such a long time. I think I purchased this in the middle of the year and I still have quite a bit left in this little tub. I use this in the morning after I wash my face and before I put on my moisturizer, and it just leaves my skin really dewy and glowy. And then another Rhode product is the Barrier Butter, which I think is probably my favorite moisturizer that I've ever tried. I only use this in the nighttime since it is a very thick moisturizer, but it is amazing, especially in the winter time when my skin is a little bit more dry. And again, it just leaves my skin looking really glowy, hydrated. And then lastly for the skincare is this grape water from Caudalie, I think is how you pronounce it. And I like to use this to quickly refresh, hydrate my skin throughout the day if I feel like it's a little dry. It also moisturizes, and it says it's good for sensitive skin, which I agree. So grape water has immediately become something that I've adopted into my skincare routine. A couple of products for body care that I've been loving this year. First is the Fenty body butter. Oh my goodness, I have tried so many different body lotions throughout the past few years, and I have never fallen in love with a body lotion, or in this case a body butter, as much as I love this. I first tried this in the summer, and that one was a guava scent, which smelled amazing for the summertime. And then they came out with this caramel scent for the fall, I believe, which smells heavenly, and it is pretty thick since it's a body butter and it's infused with oils, so it also gives your skin a nice glow after you put it on. And I personally like to use it when I'm out of the shower and my body is still a little bit damp. Then I put that all over my body, put my perfume on top of that, and it just helps me smell good all day long. Second, for the body care items, which is actually this hand cream from the L'Occitane, I believe. I got the mini size since I like to keep a little hand cream in my purse at all times, and she is practically empty. It is so hydrating and nourishing on my hands. It doesn't have an overpowering scent either. It actually smells really lovely, classy. The next item for the body care section is actually in the shower, but it is the Athena body wash. I've never found a vanilla body wash that truly wowed me as much as this one. It lathers really well and it has a pump, which I always prefer my body washes to have a pump. It's just a lot more convenient when you're in the shower. And then lastly, for the self-care, I have a few hair care products. I really got into hair care this past year more than any other previous year, and I think this is the longest that my hair has been in a while. I only get her cut maybe 2 times a year, and she is just the healthiest that she's ever been. So I really think doing less is more when it comes to skincare, hair care, all of that. So these products that I'm about to show you guys truly work for me. The first product I actually ran out of this week, so I need to repurchase it, but it is the Gisou hair oil. I use it 1 to 2 times a week whenever I'm doing my hair oiling routine. I put it to the mids to ends of my hair. It's infused with a lot of really great oils that help to strengthen and hydrate your hair. And then once I'm in the shower, these are 2 of my favorite hair care products that I also use 1 to 2 times a week. Starting off with the Gisou hair mask. I truly stand by using a hair mask into your hair routine at a minimum 1 time a week. This is like my 3rd tub of this year alone, so I am obsessed. Next is the K18 Detox shampoo, and this year was actually my first year incorporating a detox shampoo into my hair care routine, and I really like it, especially since I got into hair oiling this past year as well. It just helps to break up all of that product buildup in your scalp. This product also uses skincare ingredients, which, if you don't know, your scalp is very similar to your skin, so making sure you clean your scalp with really good ingredients is important, because once you have a clean and healthy scalp, your hair grows out healthy and strong as well. So I've truly loved this product. I don't really do a lot when it comes to hair styling, but on my slick back days, I have been loving the Day Styling Cream, which before this, I was just using regular hair gel, which is thick and it leaves your hair like hard after using it. And this does not do that, which I really appreciate. It's light, it makes my hair smell good. You don't have to wash your hair the same day as using this, which just shows like how clean of a product this is, but it still manages to keep all my hair back whenever I am doing my slick backs. A couple of hair accessories that I've used so much this past year. First is this claw clip that I got from Target, and this is the only claw clip that I've used that actually manages to hold all of my hair up. I have pretty thick hair, so it can be really hard to find a hair clip that is actually able to keep all of my hair up and doesn't fall apart. And this past year, I'm starting to be more intentional on using hair clips instead of putting my hair up in a ponytail, since it's easier on your scalp and doesn't pull out any hairs. But I really love this claw clip. I think it was $7 at Target, and it's this really nice tortoise. Is that what this is called? Second are these hair ties that I got off of Amazon. I think they sold out earlier this year, which I'm really sad about, but if not, I'll make sure to link them. It holds all of my hair really nicely, and it just makes my ponytails look a little bit more voluptuous because it's pretty thick. Next, for the beauty category, I've made so many fun discoveries in the beauty space this year, mostly makeup products, but a couple of new perfumes as well. First is the Yummy Skin Tint. This one is by Danessa Myricks, which this is my first time trying her makeup line. I am not a big foundation girly. I like my makeup to be more on the natural, lighter side, and I do think this provides a good amount of coverage, but at the same time it feels very light and your skin still looks like your skin. A primer that I tried this year that I clearly loved, it's on its very last few drops, so I will definitely be repurchasing her. It blurs your pores as soon as you rub this in your skin, and my makeup just sits really nicely on top of it. I am a big blush girly, and my favorite blush discovery of this year has to be the Rhode Pocket Blush. This is the Sleepy Girl shade. It's like a pretty mauve-y pink. I think it's just the perfect all year round shade. That's how she looks on my skin. It blends really well. I've been using the Benetint cheek and lip stains for the past couple of years, but this year I tried the shade Dark Cherry. It's a very beautiful deep berry, which I've been really loving on my lips and my cheeks this year. And I was especially using this a lot during the summer when I wasn't really wearing that much makeup, and it's just so easy to reapply on the go. For a couple of lip products that I've been absolutely loving, again, they are from Rhode Beauty, and first is this lip contour, which I think has truly changed the game for lip pencils. I don't think I've even been reaching for my other lip pencils since I've purchased this. It just applies so nicely into your lips. They're so blendable. This past year, I don't think I really used lipsticks at all. I've mostly been into lip tints, lip oils. They're just a lot more hydrating. And a couple of my favorites are the Rhode lip tint. This one is the PPJ shade, which is another deep berry that I've been loving. Another lip oil that I've been really liking is the Gisou lip oil. This one doesn't have a tint. Let me quickly show you guys. It just makes my lips look like water. Two of my favorite perfumes that I tried out this year. First is the Jo Malone London perfume. I tried this over the summer. I actually picked her up for a vacation. I wanted to get a small perfume to bring with me. It's just a really nice floral beachy scent, and whenever I smell this, I'm reminded of the summer vacation that I went on, so I think I'm always going to have her in my collection. The next one is actually a hair and body mist. This is the Floor Caramel Skin scent, and it's a very warm and cozy scent. I think I actually got this late last year, but I didn't wear it too much, and this fall and winter time I've been obsessed with this to just spray on the go when I'm going to the grocery store, when I'm going to my workout class. And this on top of the caramel body butter, they smell heavenly together. Next is the fashion category, which is personally my favorite whenever I'm watching these types of videos. Starting off with my favorite fashion accessory that I purchased this year. I actually thrifted this belt on my solo trip in Copenhagen, and it is this gorgeous brown snake print belt with all of these pretty gold embellishments on them. And as soon as I saw this, I knew I had found treasure, because this is the most gorgeous belt that I've ever laid my eyes on. Another accessory that I also found, but I found at TJ Maxx, is this ring that I have on, and this is probably the most complimented ring that I've received this past year. It's just this really pretty chunky gold ring with this pearl in the middle, and I just think it's a really cool addition to the ring stack that I've got going on. Don't sleep on the accessories, jewelry at TJ Maxx or Marshalls, I've seen some really good things. You can really find some cool and unique pieces. For purses, my favorite purse purchase discovery of the year has to be the Coach Madison purse. I had this purse all over my Pinterest feed earlier in the year, and I was searching for it for quite a bit of time, and luckily I found it on ThredUp, I think, or Depop, one of those two sites, and it was in pristine condition for a really good price. And I didn't know how roomy this purse was until I got it. It has 3 huge pockets, so it fits my camera, my books, my iPad even. So it's such a good everyday purse. A few of my favorite shoes that I've worn the most of this past year, starting off with the Adidas Sambas. I wore these shoes down this past year and they're still in incredible shape. I've walked 15 to 20,000 steps a day multiple times with them on. They're so comfortable and versatile. I wear them with more casual outfits, but then I also wear them with like a mini skirt and more dressier outfits, and they still look really good and chic in my opinion. I've also really been into loafers this past year. They just look really good with a lot of different types of outfits, and those are my Sam Edelman loafers. They're such a comfortable shoe, and the brown with the gold detail looks so elevated and classy. And the very last shoe is a boot actually, and those are my black cowboy boots from Dolce Vita. As a girly originally from Texas, I love the Western cowgirl aesthetic, so of course I have a couple of cowboy boots in my shoe rotation that I absolutely love. But these black ones that I purchased at the start of this year, I think look so cool. I've worn them to concerts, I've worn them to the ranch, I've worn them to football games. They're so versatile, and I think they're so fun to go out with and style with a bunch of different types of outfits. So I be rocking my cowboy boots, and that's probably one of my favorite shoes in my collection. And lastly, in the fashion category are a few clothing pieces. This was really hard for me to narrow down, but my favorite pair of jeans for 2025 are the Denim Form Farrah jeans, and I've been really into dark denim. They're low waist, which I love. They're more of a straight leg fit, so they sit really nice on the thighs and then they widen a little bit down the legs. Another great staple that I've been loving are the Aritzia tank tops. That tank in general from Aritzia is so soft and buttery, and you really don't need a lot of basics, just a few really good ones that you can wear with a lot of different types of outfits. And lastly, for clothing, I found some really great sets on Amazon that I wear to my hot workout classes, to Legree, and they just hold up really well. They feel almost identical to the Lululemon Align leggings, and I really love this Ingia wrap top specifically, which I always wear on top of my workout sets and my sports bra, and I just think it looks really girly and cute. I've received so many compliments on it, and it's honestly a really great dupe for the CSB wrap top. And for the last few categories, we have a few random ones just for fun, starting off with a few home items that have truly changed my life and are a part of my daily routine. First on the list is the Nespresso machine, which I got for Christmas last year, and this is something that I use every single morning. I've saved so much money by not having to go out and buy coffees, and 90% of the time I think my coffees taste better than the coffees I would get out, so that says something. Another kitchen gadget that has truly changed my life is my juicer that I got off of Amazon, and this has been a game changer to my wellness routine. Juicing was one of my favorite healthy habits that I adopted at the start of the year, and that's one of the best things that I've done, not only for my immune system and my health, but also for my skin. You can do all the skincare in the world, but you're not going to see any results unless you're nourishing your body with the vitamins and nutrients that it needs. I almost forgot about another kitchen item that has truly elevated the overnight oats, overnight chia seed pudding game for me, and I've actually put a couple of friends onto this. This came in a set of 4 from Amazon, and there are these glass jars that are the perfect size in my opinion. I have loved to use these for my overnight breakfast, so in the morning I don't have to spend any time putting it together. I was on the hunt for a good jar that I can use every morning and bring to work with me, and these ones are it. The last item that I thought of when putting together the home category is a little random, but it is this scalloped bowl that I found at Marshall's, I believe, and I use this as a purse bowl in my apartment. I use this to put all of my purse essentials, because a lot of the time they would be scrambled across multiple purses and that time adds up. So this made it a lot more convenient to just put everything in this bowl, and whenever I'm leaving the house I just grab it, put it in my purse, and then head out. Something that I thought would be fun to include in this video are a few of my favorite recipes from this past year that I tried. I have been in my cooking chef era for the past few years now, ever since my college days, but this past year in general, I think I was really creative in trying new recipes and just prioritizing whole foods, high protein, high fiber, and just balanced meals. So these were a few of my favorites that I cooked over and over again throughout the months, starting off with probably my most cooked breakfast of 2025, alongside with my overnight oats and cheesy pudding, but that would be my avocado toast with cottage cheese. I don't know exactly where and how I came up with this, but this past year I really started dabbling with putting cottage cheese into recipes by either blending it and making it with a sauce, or baking for extra protein, or on a piece of toast. I know some people don't like the texture of cottage cheese, which I totally get, but it adds protein and it really doesn't have much of a taste. Another recipe that I probably made over 50 times this past year is a salmon bowl. I try to incorporate salmon every single week into my meal rotation, and I've just had a lot of fun in trying to come up with new recipes to incorporate salmon in, but I think my favorite and the easiest to put together is salmon cooked in the oven with some steamed rice and air-fried broccoli. That has been such an easy, high protein dinner that I still look forward to every single week. Cilantro lime rice is another favorite from this past year, and it's also the most requested meal that my boyfriend asks me to make. It's just a really refreshing dinner, and it elevates the chicken and rice plate with a delicious creamy cilantro sauce on top. I also got into baking this year. I kind of dipped my toe in the water, but my favorite baking recipe that I made and made a lot of this past year is a healthy banana bread. The secret ingredients for that are Greek yogurt and maple syrup, so you're not really using a whole lot of sugar, and it's probably the best banana bread that I've tried. And I grew up in a household where we were always making banana bread, so definitely check out my previous videos if you want the recipe on that. 2 books that I wanted to highlight for the year. I didn't get to meet my reading goal this past year, and I honestly didn't read a lot of great books. There were multiple times where I would get halfway and get so bored and didn't finish a few books. So these 2 books that I read this year are probably my only favorites. Starting off with a self-help book that's called The Courage to Be Disliked. I read this in January and it was a very interesting read. It's about a philosopher and a student, and they just have a lot of conversations together. He teaches a lot about Adlerian psychology, which is essentially finding self-acceptance and not relying on external validation and not getting so caught up with past traumas or future events. So just learning to accept yourself for who you are in the present moment and not relying on other people's judgment, opinions, which I thought was really interesting to read and learn about. So I would highly recommend that if that sounds interesting to you. And the second book is a romance novel from Taylor Jenkins Reid. Without getting too much in the details, it's essentially about 2 parallel universes playing out at the same time based on a decision that the main character makes one night. And I just think the idea of parallel universes are so interesting to think about, and how a lot of our life is based on chance and decisions that we make every single day, and how each decision leads to a different outcome. So we're constantly living with a lot of parallel universes playing out, and I just think how she highlighted that in the book was really interesting and fascinating to read about. And the last category for my 2025 favorites is media, so TV shows, music that I consumed this year and really loved. Starting off so strong, of course, with The Weeknd's new album, Hurry Up Tomorrow, which I think came out at the end of January or early February. And as a huge Weeknd fan, that was probably my favorite album that he came out with. He is truly in his rebrand era, and I personally appreciated the differences that he incorporated into his music in this new album, and how each song connected into a story. And I went to his concert actually in October back in Texas, in September actually, and it was an amazing concert. He is such a good performer. And anyways, that was my favorite album release of 2025. So many good hits on that album, and I've replayed some of those songs probably hundreds of times this past year, and I will keep replaying in 2026 as well. A smaller artist that I recently discovered a few months ago, his name is Lith or Leith, I think he's from Australia, and his music is just very vibey. I really like a lot of Don Toliver's songs, and his music is pretty similar to that type of vibe. So I have been really into his music recently. Tempt Me, Fall Back, 444, and I Need are a few of my favorite songs from him that I've been playing a lot these past couple of months. My favorite TV show that I watched this past year for the first time was Gossip Girl. I was so entertained watching that, and it was a fun girly TV show to watch back when I was in my living alone era earlier this year, so definitely wanted to highlight that. And lastly, a couple of podcasts that I really loved this year. The Mel Robbins podcast, which I've been listening to her for probably the past 2 years now, but I really started listening to her podcasts more frequently this year as someone that really tried to prioritize bettering my routine, health, and wellness journey this past year. It was really helpful for me personally to incorporate a podcast like that alongside of building these new habits, since I was able to just learn more about the science and the facts of why these things work. So I always felt motivated after listening to her podcasts. And then another one is The Psychology of Your 20s. I think her name is Gemma, but she essentially breaks down a lot of chapters and difficulties, experiences that we normally encounter in our 20s, and she essentially just brings the research, the psychology behind all of that. And I think she gives really great tips on how to not let those things limit you and how to learn from it and come out of it even stronger. And that concludes my 2025 favorites. I had such a fun time putting this together, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching this. Also, Happy New Year's, since by the time you are watching this, we are in 2026. So I hope you are having a great start to the new year, and I will see you in my next vlog.